All right, welcome back to the Virtue Bowling Supply YouTube channel. My name is Chris, and I am here to bring the high-rev perspective.
And my name is Josh, and I will be bringing the low-rev perspective.
All right, today we're going to be taking a look at the brand new Brunswick Ethos Solid, and I'm going to be comparing that to the Rotogrip Rockstar and the Hammerhead.
And I will also be comparing it to the Rotogrip Rockstar and the Hammerhead as well. These comparisons will give us and you an idea of what these pieces look like going down the lane. At the end, we will give our honest, unbiased review anywhere from nuts to trash. Today we are bowling here at Bolero Via Linda on a fresh house shot. With that being said, make sure to like and subscribe, and we'll see you out on the lanes.
All right, just wrapped up throwing the Ethos Solid. This one kind of confused me. I feel like it was kind of at the point where the pattern was a little bit too cliff for needing to throw this ball. So when I was playing a little straighter, it felt like it was too clean and too sharp off the pattern. So as I kind of migrated left, there were a couple where I got slow and still wanted to see it, so it kind of jumped on me. And as soon as I got it fast, it didn't quite see the pattern. So I kind of moved a bit further back to the right just to throw it a little harder, and it really almost wanted to be even earlier that time, so it kind of was lost in ball motion, but as soon as I moved like another zone to the left and kind of matched up speed to rev rate almost, it looked a little bit better and a little bit more smoother off the end of the pattern. It gave me kind of like a slightly weaker kind of IQ tape where it was rounded off the pattern, but it still wanted to be continuous. So now I'm going to go ahead and compare that to the Rotogrip Rockstar. I just wrapped up throwing the Rotogrip Rockstar, and for me this has probably been one of my favorite balls that have come out recently. I just felt like I am more comfortable with this ball than any other ones. This one is definitely a step up from the Ethos Solid. I felt like it was just more rounded and slightly earlier, so I had a lot more miss to the right because it was so smooth off of it. I could just kind of throw it there and it was super round, and saw the pattern the right way. So now we're going to go and compare that to the Hammerhead. All right, just wrapped up throwing the Hammerhead, and for me this one's definitely closer to the Ethos Solid than the Rockstar is. I thought out of box the Hammerhead was really early and strong, but I feel like the more games you get on it, the weaker it kind of gets and the more down lane it gets. So for me this one's definitely a lot closer to the Ethos Solid. I played it almost in a similar zone to the Ethos Solid, but I felt like it may have been just a little bit more rounded and a little bit more forward through the pins, but the ball motion was pretty good. All right, final thoughts on the Ethos Solid. For me this one, I thought shape-wise was really good, but I feel like I had to be perfect with it. The mishits and kind of getting a little too forward or a little bit too around it just wasn't good enough to either like get 9 or even strike. So for me, I wasn't convinced on how good the ball motion was going to be. So I felt like I really needed to be perfect. All right, and for the final ratings of the Ethos Solid, I'm gonna have to give it, this is very meh for me, just because of how perfect I needed to be. I feeling like you're on a split boards and you're not gonna have a really loose swing and be very comfortable throwing a ball that you feel like you have to be perfect with, so it's gonna be a meh for me.
Just wrapped up throwing 10 shots with the new Ethos Solid. This ball for me, it definitely did not please my eye looking at the ball. Kind of reminds me of a T-zone, but I really liked the ball going down the lane. This is one of those kind of underdogs for me. I felt like it was just a hair earlier than say like a GB5 Solid. Definitely close in that realm. I loved the way it blended the lane. I felt like I could miss in and it still got off spot. And when I got it right early, it laid there. It didn't want to jerk off the spot, which I really liked. So now we're gonna go ahead and throw 5 shots with the Rotogrip Rockstar and see how it compares. Just finished up with the Rockstar. This ball for me feels a lot more forward of a shape than the Ethos Solid. I felt like it picked up about 2 to 3 feet sooner, and I had to keep my angles just a bit more closed. I felt like if I leaked it out right, it picked up early and went through the face, so I still had to make sure I was getting it to the friction at the right time, but still had to get it there, because if I kept it in oil, it didn't really want to get off spot very well. Once I kind of squared up and found the right shape, it looked okay, but still, I would say the Ethos definitely gave me a better ball reaction than the Rockstar. So now we're going to go ahead and throw 5 shots with the Hammerhead and see how it compares. Just finished up with the Hammerhead. This ball, compared to the Ethos, I felt like they were pretty close. I would say that this one is just a hair cleaner. It does have a little bit more games on it and some lane shine, but out of box, I would put them almost identical, but I still feel like the shape was just a hair more rounded from the Ethos, where the Hammerhead, I see it being a little bit quicker off spot. But I was pretty much standing the same spot, trying to throw it really the same way. Just really, again, keeping an eye on this ball speed to make sure I was giving the Ethos a little bit more time to get off spot, where the Hammerhead could get a little quick, and it was quick enough to get back. Final thoughts on the Ethos Solid. This ball for me was a shocker. I didn't really know what to expect out of this one. I didn't really like the original Ethos and the Ethos Hybrid, but this one, like I said, shocked me. I'm gonna have to rate this one a fire for today. I felt like this ball gave me a very blendable shape. I also feel like it would take surface really well, making it really versatile on something that had a little bit more volume in the fronts. But I can still see it being good shiny, trying to loop it a little bit more because it wasn't so hook stop. So it's gonna be a fire for today.
All right, thank you guys so much for watching. If you found this video useful, make sure you like and subscribe, and we'll see you guys in the next one.